Ooh,
live and direct.
We're going to class.
Can we get a team on 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, team. Y'all know how I like to start.
With the nephew.
Nephew. It's a new day, new way, new view, new you. How about getting your ass on up?
Hey.
If you want, baby, we can take it easy. I'm pushing up every and anytime you need.
New day, new way.
G-Way, I'm not misleading.
We got no cash stuffing for Chris today.
Wishing you was with me. Chris, full court pressure, know what you need. Someone that's about you, girl. I'm selfish, that's out of your chest. No, it's gold is a treasure, it's kinda cold right now.
How y'all feeling this morning?
You know how we feel.
Woo! Loving you is my calling.
Girl, I'm ready to put my all in. I'ma show you what it feels like to be loved. Hold you down when we pop up, girl, I hold you up.
No other feeling compares.
My intuition sends your love in the air. Baby, just so tired if you feel that you scared. I know the way you feel it really feel like it's rare.
It's a new day, y'all.
It's rare, baby.
Ain't no probably.
It's a new way.
How it feels having you on this side of me.
You got to forget yesterday.
Intimacy.
Enjoy
You
your
got to forget the day before yesterday. You better change your mind and change your perspective.
Get you ain't going nowhere. This day to love, girl, I wanna go there. You the biggest drip, I don't need no mind clear. Girl, I'm ready, let me know whenever your mind clear. You take an inch on my life, take it with you. The life you wanna create, baby, can I make it with you? Stay down, let's get it, girl, I wanna run this cake with you. Yo, not you better, don't you ever bring no maker with you. Baby, I'm serious, I don't mind playing the long game.
And now,
Y'all know what time it is.
we made just for you. If you blue, then you already know. You with the crew.
Bags and bubbles time, man.
Wake up in the morning, I don't need no snooze. Got a date for a date and a boom, boom, boom. Meditate for a few while I wait for the crew. Now I'm ready to be ready, let's get it.
I feel ecstatic. Oh, I feel alive.
Come on, okay. Sing Chris part. I believe
Flying high.
I'm on green.
When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. Blue is everything.
Blue is everything.
Everything is green.
Oh,
Blue is everything.
everything.
Everything is green.
Hey,
New day, new way, new view, new you. Let's get it, y'all. Bubble on up. New day, new way, new view, new you. Let's get
Sunny
it, y'all.
Bunny.
Bitch, I'm high on cloud 9. Why you trying to stop my sign? It's my life. YSY. You won't miss me when I die. I can tell a fucking lie. I can change my fucking mind. I just think you stuck in time.
Bitch, you cannot kill my vibe.
Run the boom boom make it. Tyler swing. Tyler fake. Tyler take. Hey, blame. I'm fucking around in the ass in the neck.
look at here. I'ma run around the boom boom naked.
Tyler's front.
Let's go.
Tyler's fake.
Let's go.
Tyler's blank.
Turn it
I'ma
up
fuck around in the ass in the nation.
to the nation.
When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. Blue is everything.
Blue is everything.
And everything is green.
Everything is green.
Blue is everything.
Blue is everything.
And everything is green.
Oh,
New day,
Way.
new you. Let's get it, y'all. Bubble on up.
New day. New way.
New you. Let's
Come
get
on,
it,
come on,
y'all.
come on,
Bubble
come on.
on up. When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue
don't have
dot
to
bubble,
worry.
baby. When you need me, oh, when you need me. you need me, I'll be right there. When you need me, oh, when you need me, when you need me, I'll be right there. Man, that
Look at that, look at
feels
that.
good, man. How y'all feeling this morning? We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all for being tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the dopest show on the earth, the Bears and Bubbles morning show. Today we have my man, No Cash in the house. You know, they didn't name this nigga No Cash. I know cash. Cash money.
I need money.
I need money.
Cash me out, Jack.
Yeah, cash me out, Jack. That's what we're going to start calling him. Cash me out, Jack.
That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hello, everybody out there in the world. I am the homie No Cash, the one and only. If there's another, he's the phony because look here, man, you already know me. And if you don't, get to know me because to know me is to love me. Y'all know what it is.
Y'all already know what time it is. No Cash is filling in for Chris today. Chris had to go to the dentist. She had a dentist appointment. So we got our homeboy No Cash filling in for her today. And we're going to do it like we normally do it. Y'all know what time it is. When y'all hear that clapping sound, we're going to check out our first 5 at 9.
First 5 at 9.
Our first 5 at 9, those are the first 5 people at class, eagerly anticipating, kicking the fucking door in. And number 6 is
Who is the one?
That's the one that didn't make the first 5. So they standing at the door, sad, crying, wishing they could have ice cream. And they on the other side licking ice cream.
They made it to the door and forgot the key.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're going to look at our first 5. Our number 1 is my man, Jaron Ashton. Then number 2 is Master Gooders. Look, she done went and got a profile pic. Looking good up there, Master Gooders.
All right, my goodies.
Then we got Jaron Chris Mayfield as number 3. Number 4, we got my man Lorenzo Smith. Number 5, we got Terrence Evans. And look at that. Number 6, Mellow Miracles, man. Mellow Miracles kicking ass. He got to get out of the wonk land. So Mellow Miracles went from kicking in the door, number 1 for a long time, to goddamn wonk man. Mellow Miracles, you got to step your game up, but it don't matter because soon we're going to be giving away 25 bands for the wonk. So Mellow Miracles, we're going to hit this link right there. That is the link that you have to hit to come in and what? Straighten yourself, clean your face up, and fix up today's message. Let me post that again because he on YouTube. Let me make sure
Wonk must
he get
wrap
it on
up.
YouTube. There you go. Mellow Miracles right there. You're going to come in and wrap up today's lesson. But before we go to that, you know, this is Monday. We got to list our cash appers. Y'all give them a little silence, some little nice little pause. Man, let me tell y'all something. Believing in the manifestation and just being general, we broke our cash app record.
Yay.
We broke the goddamn record. We had 33 cash appers this week. 33. Our record was 31. We broke the record with 33, and we're going to break the record every goddamn week. And when we don't break the record, we're going to celebrate for trying to break the record because we decide what makes us satisfied. We decide what makes us satisfied. Let's get into the cash appers. Look, we got Sharice Bailey, Mr. One of a Kind, Only One Love, Crystal Harris, Sophia Moore, Eloris Taylor.
Let's go.
Let me say this. Only One Love cash app 5 times this week. So I'm counting that as 1, but she cash app 5 times. So she just must have broke her offering up into 5. And I like that. That was good for me. So let's start all over. Sharice Bailey, Mr. One of a Kind, that's a yin-yang. Only One Love 5 times. Crystal Harris, Sophia Moore, Eloris Taylor, Tracy Briggs, my man Jonathan Coley, Lakeisha County, Rodney Harrison, Sister Tiffany Yon, Mama Monda Onda, Vincent Livingston, Bashir Knight, Toy Carr, Catherine Pippins twice, Huey Bursey, Mike Carter, Memphis Mike, Jeremiah Brown, Garrison Hunter, who else? Terrence, B. Tolliver Burns, Danielle Williams, Mellow Miracles, B. Mays Hayes, Alicia Griggs, Jennifer Wibb, Tyler Steve, Chris, Marshawn Parks, and Sonny Lynn.
Get on the good foot.
33.
Get on up, baby.
That's 33
You see what you do when you just believe and manifest. We broke our record. We broke our record. We did it together. People think that's small, but that's a lot to me. 33 Cash Appers help me keep these lights on and pay these bills. Help me come in here with a good frame of mind and spirit. Because I ain't gonna lie, Grandma used to say, you can't love no broke man. And I said, Grandma, why? She said, you can't make love and both of y'all ribs goddamn touching. You know, so it's hard to make love when them goddamn ribs clacking, clacking, clacking. So you know what I'm saying? Grandma says she need a man with some meat on his bones. And then Granddaddy Alec used to say a woman can give you some pussy when she can't make you a biscuit. So we know that sustainability and provision is the number one step. You hear that? A woman can give you some pussy when she ain't got flour and water to make you a biscuit. So we know that we need biscuits more than we need pussy. But we gonna settle into your spirit today before we let No Cash and Chris, No Cash and Lynn do the motherfucking recap. Today we gonna talk about perspective, point of view. Whose point of view are you looking at your life from? Are you looking at it from your own point of view? Or are you looking at it from someone else's point of view? What perspective are you looking at things? This is our new series. We're going 15 days on perspective, 15 days on the complete you. That's how you get to be the complete you, by being able to see what perspective you're looking at your life from. So now it's time for what? The recap, baby. We're going to head into them.
Okay. We're going to do what?
Recap.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
you got to say
come on, No Cash.
Come on, No Cash. Come on, No Cash.
I'm just feeling it. And I know they say, come on, No Cash. And look here, you ain't going to embarrass me at nothing now. But I'm going to tell you what I'm supposed to be doing, recapping what's going on
last week's message.
Well,
last
here, man,
week's
I think
overall.
I remember it was about the details.
Yes, sir.
Whether you pay attention to those details or whether you overlook those details, right? It's going to affect you. And if you overlook those details, it's going to affect you in negative ways. And if you pay attention to the details will help you get where you need to be, exactly where you need to go. It's almost like when you buy something from the store that comes with instructions or comes with the rules for you to put it together. You have to follow those instructions because those are the details.
Yes.
And if you throw them to the side and don't follow the instructions, you're going to most always not hook that thing up the right way. So, pay attention to the details. That's what I remember about last week, and that's my recap right there.
You recapped it great, brother. No cash, cash money, cash me outside. I believe that last week's message was it was just compound interest into what we have been learning in class. We miss you, Sister Chris. No Cash tried. No, I'm teasing. Shout out to Sister Chris. So yeah, accountability and the details. That was a great analogy and example that our brother No Cash used about instructions, because it made me think about directions. And in the very same way, if you don't get the directions, if the directions aren't specific, or if you don't follow them, then it's likely that you will be led away from your destination rather than towards it. And the same with instructions for doing something. You have to do it again. You'll have to take it apart. You might even mess it up in the process of trying to do it without the instructions. Same as cooking, and having the ingredients and following plans and steps. So accountability allows us to see the steps that we've taken and take responsibility for the choices that we made. Whereas if we're general and just say, oh, well, I didn't do a good job. Well, okay, maybe you didn't, but let's be more specific. Let's get right down to what part of the job did you not do well so that we can account for that and correct that detail. So whenever you're ready, Scrappy, we ready to get it from you, Jack.
I set my ankle up.
You already know.
All right. We're going to put you on.
Let him set
okay.
Up so they
he got a little something to set up.
Okay, he got it ready.
All right.
Alrighty.
We in that thing. It's crack-a-lacking.
We're going to talk about perspective today. Perspective. What is perspective? Perspective.
Oh.
A particular attitude or way of regarding something. A point of view.
Most guidebook history is written through the winner's perspective. What is perspective? It's a point of view, a way of looking at something. And most books on history are written from the winner's perspective. Nobody wants to know the fucker's loser story. That's just pretty much. Who lost in the Super Bowl last year? I don't fucking remember. I remember the fucking winner. That's why I said number first 5 and 5. Those are the first 5 people in class who were ready, eagerly anticipate, and they hear and they got in and they slammed the fucking door. And number 6, who cares if you almost fucking made it? You got the door slammed in your face. And second place is first loser. So second place, you're the guy in the picture. The winner is like this. Yay, crossing the finish line. You're the one that's right here like, you got the ugly face because you're trying your fucking hardest and you just didn't make it. So you got a different perspective. Winners have a different perspective than losers. I can look back. I've been a winner my whole life. I look back at these ugly losers. I'm smiling. Think about this. You had a different perspective than every other sperm that shot out of your parents' nut. You was the fucking strongest one. No matter how tall or short you are, light or dark you are, no matter how big or strong, no matter if you got a fucked up hand or a little foot or some or a longer leg, you the strongest, baddest, roughest, toughest, rudest, tootinest motherfucker that came out of your daddy's balls. Yep. You hauled ass. You look back before you went in the egg, you said, motherfuckers, I'm first. You had a different perspective. So you should love yourself. I swear to God. You should love the fuck out of yourself because you shot out your daddy's balls, was the strongest and the fastest, went in your mother's womb, laid in that egg 9 months and came out healthy and okay. That should be the perspective of yourself right there. I ain't fucked up. Now, I'm not saying children born with deformities are fucked up or anything. Y'all know what I mean. You should be able to say, yo, I'm here, alive, healthy. Change your fucking perspective on life and think about the miracle of you just coming out being 10 fingers, 10 toes. Look at your life. I was talking to No Cash the other day about perspective, and I was talking to a good homeboy of mine, and he always talking about what you got and what you ain't got. And I said, man, I didn't change my perspective on that. He said, what you mean? I said, well, what you got, you work for. What I have is given to me. That's different. I'd rather shit be given to me than work for it. If I gotta work for a Louis Vuitton shirt or have a goddamn $10 Walmart shirt given to me, I get fucking 6 of these for $10. I'd rather wear George Foreman shirts with no motherfucking name brand. That's a different perspective. At one time, I wanted the Nike shirt. No, I didn't. I'm lying. I'm just saying. People want the Nike shirt. People want the Louis shirt. People want the fucking golf shirt with the polo man, the lacrosse shirt. But you're working hard for that. I would rather wear this shirt and not work too hard for it. Perspective, point of view. What is point of view? It changes all the time. Let's see. What's north on this board?
Top.
Of course you're going to say top. Of course you're going to say top. You're going to say this is south. And then depending on the direction, I'm facing this way. I'm going to say to the right is east. But you're looking at it that way, you're going to say that's east. So we already got a different perspective. East and north and south is different from what, depending on where the fuck you at. Exactly. Yeah. So how can you let somebody give you their perspective on your life and they ain't stood in your life now motherfucking day? And the only perspective they have is what you've shown them, what you've allowed them to see. Do you really think we tell people the truth and allow them to see the trueness of our lives? No.
The details.
So people, exactly. People are judging you by the perspective they've seen you via your social media. And it's you that's making them think that you got to have a new pair of shoes this week. It's you that's making them think you got to go on a trip. It's you. Everything you do, you show off so you feel like, oh, wow, I got to keep. It's you. I'm tall.
I have a different perspective of the world. But because I'm tall, I've always kind of walked with a slump. You know, when you're a tall nigga and you walk in the room fully up, and that's something Lynn taught me. Lynn said, chest out. A lot of people don't like when nigga, I got old big wide chest. I ain't in the gym like I should be. But when I stand up tall, I got a wide chest. Look, watch where my head at on that thing. See when I'm standing up tall? See where my head at on that line?
Yeah.
That's a tall pelvic tilt forward. That's a man standing there ready to fucking attack, ready to pounce. Ah! But because I'm a big man, I changed my perspective because when you're a big nigga, you have to cower. You don't have to. This is what I did. I cowered down. I kind of dropped down a little bit, you know. But I call it being cool, you know.
Watch your hand, watch your hand.
Oh, yeah. I call it being cool. You know, I'm going to drop down. You know, black men, you know, no. That's because we don't stand up in our true who we is. We don't stand up in our kingship. We don't raise our head to each other. When we speak to white people, we say, how you doing? How you doing? We look down on them. We having a different perspective. But when we speak to brothers, we say, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? When you speak to a woman, you say, how you doing, my fair lady? You submit yourself to her. When you speak to a man, what's up? It's a different perspective. So me being tall, people say, how's the air up there? And I always joke, it's the same. Maybe a little warmer because hot air rises. They say, I sure wish I was tall as you. I said, for real? Well, I wish I was short as you when I have to get in a bathtub. I sure wish I was tall as you. Well, I wish I was short as you when I have to lay in a bed. My feet hang off the bed. I knees be up in the bathtub. Even in a garden tub, I can't fully relax in the tub. I sure wish I was tall as you. Well, I wish I was short as you when it was time to buy pants. Everybody got a different perspective. You don't know how it feels to be up here. And I don't know how it feels to be down there. So I can't really talk about what the short man do. I can look at it from my perspective. Short niggas ride motorcycles. I never see niggas my height on no fucking motorcycle. That's just my perspective. But that don't mean I'm correct. Short niggas can afford motorcycles more than taller niggas. Who knows? I don't fucking know. But we have different perspectives. The problem is, who are you judging your life by? I see this shit all the time. They say, and I don't got nothing against athletes because I was an athlete. They said, LeBron James, what do you think about the president or Donald Trump or Usher? Wow, these millionaires. I kind of want to know somebody that's a regular tax-paying nigga working every day perspective. This man been a millionaire since he was 18. LeBron James was a basketball player, and when he turned 18, he turned into a millionaire. His perspective on black life is not the same as the average black person. Not being funny, he's an outlier. Barack Obama is an outlier. Everybody not going to be president. Why do we tell our children, you can be anything? We're giving them a different perspective. You can be anything. That kid already know what it can and cannot be. That kid has already decided, yo, long division is fucking hard for me. I don't know about school. School ain't really my thing. But we always sit back and look at our life from another perspective. Watch this. I was outside yesterday and with some goddamn ants. The guy had came and cut my grass. Now me, this is a different perspective. I don't cut my own grass. I don't. I grew up working in the sun, so I pay a black brother to cut my grass, all right? But some people say, nigga, you ought to cut your own grass. I know men that get up on a Saturday and the highlight of the day is they get up 6 o'clock and they go out there and wash both him and his old lady's car. He cut that grass and he trimmed them edges and that shit be looking good like goddamn leaving the me with picket fences. And I think that looks good. I'm just not going to do that. That's not what I'm going to do.
That's real.
I want my shit to look just as good as my neighbors across the street who does theirs. And when I go outside and he doing his shit, he look at me like, you lazy motherfucker, your Lord look just as good as mine. And I said, what's up, bro? He said, what's up, bro? I said, come and have a meal with me one day. He said, all right. I said, okay. Like Miss Parker, I ain't fucking with you, nigga. Because I feel like he look at me like I'm lazy. That's how he look at me. That might not be how he's looking at me. From my point of view, he be out there sweating and shit, and I pull up with a 6-pack. What's up, dog? And he like, you lazy motherfucker.
And then I go outside and I look at him and he be outside smoking his joints and we got a somewhat of a relationship. Hey man, I got some new purple kush. You want to come hit it? And I walk across the street and I hit his joint with him. And I say to myself, you a pussy ass nigga. You got to smoke reefer on the outside of your house because your old lady won't let you smoke. That's just my perspective. But his wife could have asthma and he could be respecting her. I'm just saying what I be thinking. And that's the only thing that's happening. It's just my point of view. See, when I'm back here and this is my life, I want you to look at your life from where? When we said source says, source up here. I want you to start looking at your life from a source point of view. Not a motherfucker that's on the board, living, suffering, trying to make it through life. I want you to start looking at your life from a different perspective. I am hovering above this board, controlling my life with my thoughts and my actions. And I have something to say about this motherfucking life. I have some power and authority over this life, and your perspective does not matter to me anymore. Because we've learned that when we seek to establish bonds with others, it causes us to lose our own perspective. Okay, Javon, what's up with your life? Hey, man, I'm having my first child. I'm so goddamn proud. 3 weeks down the road, I am so fucking happy. I'm so proud. My perspective was this. I didn't know my father growing up. I ain't finna get no gal pregnant in my 19s and 20s because all my friends doing it. And in my 20s and in my 30s, niggas start saying, your dick don't work. I didn't change my perspective. Now at 43, somebody said to me, you having your first kid at 43, how old you think you gonna live, nigga? Damn, they told me I ain't gonna get to walk my daughter down the aisle. Ain't that some shit? Kind of perspective he got. He must really be sick. He's shitting blood and nuts hurting, and he's really fucked up. Because he's 43. I'm like, nigga, I still can play basketball and run and do some shit. You must think you're gonna die at 61, don't you? Goddamn. Shit. But I never changed my perspective. I've had people say so many things about me. I was watching a video today, going back, looking at some old Bears and Bubbles. And Chris was saying, she said, I would never let Javon die without children because I tied my tubes, no matter how. Ain't that a different perspective? You know how many women I know who have men have married them and they tubes were tied and the man was like, yeah, I don't want no kids, it's okay. But what if his perspective changed? That's what my wife first said. She said, I can't have no kids. I said, well, you got 2 sons. I've always wanted boys, but I feel like once your sons get older, I'll have me some kids. She said, okay. Then when my perspective changed, I said, well, it's time now. What if a motherfucker perspective changed? So now that you done tied your tubes, you want me to pay $40,000 to in vitro you? No, sir. Not me. You know how many women or men have children, or women that don't want to have children for their new husband, but they've had children for other men? You know how many women I know or men that said, man, I wouldn't marry that bitch. I wouldn't marry that nigga. I'm commitment phobic. You commitment phobic and you committed to a child with a person? Just tell the truth. They didn't want me. Everyone knows. You can't change our perspective about that. You had 3 kids by a man and you didn't want to marry him. He didn't want to marry you. You can't change our perspective. No matter how much you cry, lie, snot, you can't change our perspective. And you can't change anyone's perspective about your life because that's their point of view, because that's where they're standing. Listen to what I'm saying. The person looking at your life is standing over here looking at your life. Why are you trying to change their point of view when you're over there living the fucking life? I'm thinking that that's really the point of the message if you really fucking get it. A lot of us, and I back up on my board and get on my shirt, we own our board, living our life. And somebody over there with a different perspective, a different point of view, we right here. So I can see right up close on my life. No! Look at here, mama. Trying to justify to your mama, your cousin, your aunt, your sister, your brother, your boyfriend, your mate, your Facebook, your Twitter follower. You're trying to tell them, but look right here. This the reason. They can't see that shit from over there. Right behind me. Behind me is the reason I made that decision. They like, well, I can't see through you, motherfucker. Your daddy want no glass maker. Why are you trying to let a motherfucker direct you on your path from over here? Go this way, man. Yeah, you gotta go left. You don't know, they facing you. Which left? They like the other left. My left or your left?
Your left, motherfucker, it's too confusing. I can't let nobody direct my life from over here. I can't judge my life by what Michael Jordan got from over here. Man, Michael Jordan got a whole lot of stocks. God damn, I ain't Michael Jordan. Life is not measured by how far you've gotten in life from A to B. Life is measured by the obstacles you've overcome to get where you at. Start judging your life by your own perspective. You know, I think I'm doing pretty fucking cool right now, considering I grew up in a house with no bathroom, no running water, never met my father, went out into the world and found out that mama had already put some shit in my name for my credit. You know, I'm 18 years old. You want to get your first little putt car at a pay here car lot? Yeah, man, let me see what we got, what we working with. Oh, no, your mama got refrigerators and deep freezers and shit in your name.
Light bills.
Oh my God, I think I'm doing all right. I got a nice little deck from my perspective. Now, somebody else looking at my life might be like, no, I think I'm doing all right. I haven't had a job in the last 7 years because I believe my mind is my intellectual property. Now, let's talk about life and completeness and happiness real quick. What is that thing that you know will make you happy? Really complete, satisfied. I want freedom. That's what I want. And when I say I want freedom, I want to be able to live without punching a clock to people I don't want to punch a clock to. Because I just said I got my most record cash apps here. 33 cash apps in 1 week, right?
A woman.
Now, we know everybody ain't sending me no goddamn $100. So we know that ain't goddamn $3,300 in 1 week. And we know everybody ain't sent me no goddamn $50. So we know that ain't $1,750 in 1 week. And we know everybody ain't sent no fucking 25. So you cut that in half. We know that ain't no 800 in 1 week. But what we do know is this, that I'm grateful and I'm appreciative and I'm happy and I'm in this bitch every day at 9 o'clock because I'm thankful for it. It's a part of my freedom. I pay shit with that. I don't smoke that up. I'm not rich. I sell detox, do my class, and a couple of other little hustles I got, but they're all legal. But I would rather live my life from a different perspective. How do you afford 2 wives? Oh, they don't wear makeup. Put the camera on you, Lynn. Look at her. Look how pretty she is. She don't wear makeup. Look at her hair. Chris braid her hair. They do each other's hair. Look at her nails. She don't got on no nails. She don't got no French manicure, no French tip.
Nope, I had this shirt on last week.
Yeah. And I say to her, I said, Lynn, why do you keep wearing the same clothes during the live? People gonna think you don't take care of yourself.
No,
She said, I like these.
Yeah, it's my Bears and Bubble shirt with Chris on it.
Yeah.
So,
But guess what she do? Leave here, go drop this shit in the washer bill, and I pay a lot of goddamn water for her to wash one outfit at a fucking time. And Chris does the same fucking thing. And Chris wash shit soon as she take it off for the fuck of it. But it's okay. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Why? Because that water bill don't bother me because I don't spend no money on no hair. You see what I mean? Different perspectives. How you view your life, how you look at your life. How have you always looked at freedom? I look at freedom differently. Now, what I'm saying to you is don't try to live somebody else's perspective. Do you have a way or a mode in which you think you can be free? If you don't, then be satisfied with your job. Be satisfied with the business you own. I have an idea in my mind, right? I believe I can get up and teach my class, and through cash apps and detox sales and my other little products, and through shooting my sitcoms and my TV shows, I have a goal and a vision that I can become very wealthy through that. But until I get there, it's going to be me having to live with the days that I ain't got no money to spend. But that ain't going to fuck with my perspective, because I know I'm on the way to something. So when somebody else look at my life and say, I'm watching your life from over there, Javon. You say you want to do a sitcom, but you look like you ain't making no money. You look like this. I'm like, well, from my perspective, this shit look like it's going to bop.
Yeah.
I'm the one writing this shit. From my perspective, looks like my motherfucking son gonna blow as a gamer. From my perspective, I think me and No Cash gonna get at least a one-hit wonder. From my perspective, I've raised some other kids.
I play my nephew in here every morning. If you want, baby, we can take it easy. I'm pushing up in it. From my perspective, I think he's gonna blow because I remember when the motherfucker was stuttering and couldn't sing, and I taught him how to sing, and I couldn't sing. So from my perspective, I see some motherfucking seeds growing that you can't see. Why? Because you didn't plant them motherfuckers. Because you didn't look down and dig in that hole and drop them seeds in there. So you don't have that perspective.
Mhm.
So you tell motherfuckers, hey man, that's your point of view.
Mhm.
That's your point of view. And what I want us to do is stay on our cross. Like Jesus, you know what we said? Our ego is our cross. Our
Mhm.
ego is our Jesus. And just stay on your cross. Live your life on your own cross. Like they said, value your cross. Until I become famous for my show, Almost Famous, I'm going to have to be the one living this life. I'm going to have to be the one can't spend money on this. I'm going to have to be the one to invest in a camera crew. That's me. I'm going to have to smoke Reggie Reefer for a little while. I got to stop smoking that good. I'm going to have to be the one to sacrifice. But stop hopping off your cross to come over here and explain to a motherfucker. Look here, look here, homeboy. Come here, No Cash. Let me show you what we do. This, you can take the headphones off for a second. This is what we do.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, you was about to, I know, you was about to snatch that shit out. Come on in the camera view, No Cash. Stand right there. Stand up over there a little bit. Yeah, face this. His face here. Look, this is what we do. We on our cross, living our life, doing our best thing. And then No Cash, holler something about my sitcom, why they ain't finished it yet.
Hey, man, why you ain't got that sitcom finished yet, man?
Now, what I normally supposed to say, hey, from my point of view, shit going like it's supposed to go. Don't worry about the movie blind. Stay the fuck over there. But what I'm going to do, say it again.
Hey, man, why you ain't got that sitcom ready yet?
Man, let me tell you something, man. Let me show you. Now, look over there. You see that little dot right there?
Yeah.
You can't see that dot because you weren't alive when I did that dot. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You weren't alive when, you see, but I'll come off my cross and come over here and try to explain to him. Now, can I explain to you why my shit ain't looking right? Because when I was over here, the shit didn't look right. Now I'm off the board trying to explain to you, it looked worse. It actually looked worse. He can't see my shit from my perspective.
Mhm.
Stop hopping off your board to make another motherfucker understand why. That's what we do. We broke up. We hop off our board and go to Devilland. Well, I got to run to Facebook and tell these people why my relationship worked. Now look, the nigga, when we first started off, the bitch was mean. You see?
Yeah.
This is why relationships don't work. Hey, I'm in a new relationship. I got to hop off the board. Hey, world, look at this. I'm on a vacation. Look at us. Look at yeah. That's all we doing. Look at our board. Look at our life. We're trying to make them see our life from our perspective. You can sit down. They never gonna do it. Because your perspective, your point of view is based on your own fucking vision. First person point of view, second person point of view, third person point of view. It's a difference in English when you get a third person point of view. That's a nigga telling a story that they lived. You know, a nigga said, you know, Javon a bad motherfucker. That's talking in third person. You know, old folks talking third person. They never talking first person. I will whoop your ass if you come over here fucking with me. Old folks say, come over here fucking with him. He'll show you what time it is. He talk about his goddamn self. Yeah. Go over here fucking with Elliot Clark if you want to. You know, he is Elliot Clark. Fuck with Elliot Clark if you want to. He's telling you from a third person point of view because what he's saying is subconsciously he's trying to warn you. That motherfucker over there on that board will kill your ass. Now, he don't want to tell you from right here, I'll kill your goddamn ass. Because you might not believe him. Why? Because you're fucking with him anyway. So he get off his board and come talk to you in third person, put his arm around you and say, hey, you know that motherfucker over there you fucking with? He done killed before. It make you think differently. He'll fuck you up. He'll fuck you up. So first person is me. Sometimes it's best to say, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want freedom. And that's what I want to focus on. What can get me to freedom? Not focusing on what I wish I had and what I don't have. See, perspective is the whole key. What the Bible say? If I believe I received, I already had it. So my perspective is I got this shit. I'm waiting on my life to catch up with my mind. I already know. Speak, call those things that be not as though they were. I got a sitcom. It's already written. Me and Chris read the motherfucker together last night. We laughed. It was funny. It just ain't filmed yet. But from my perspective, who wrote it? Who wrote it? Me. Who gonna direct it? Me. Who gonna help film it? Me. So it has been filmed because it came out of my mind. So from my perspective, when you say, nigga, what's up with your sitcom? Man, I'm so close. From my perspective, that bitch won't wrote a month ago. Well, 2 months ago. That bitch won't wrote. That motherfucker won't wrote. It was not wrote. So how can you let a motherfucker tell you where you should and should not be from their point of view when they ain't walking in your shoes? They ain't living in your life. How can you be standing over here with this point of view, have never been rich, and say how you want to be rich? How can you speak on some as a non-married person what you won't do when you get married? Everybody talk their perspective and their point of view. How about saying this? You know what? When the situation presents itself, I'll deal with it accordingly. Some of us can't change our perspective. I can't see myself, what? Point of view. What do we say? I can't see myself ever submitting to no man. Okay. Well, you'll be always over here, not seeing yourself submitting to a man. You will never be over here on your board, living your life, submitting to a man. Man, I can't see myself ever working a job. Okay. Well, if you don't see yourself working a job, I don't see myself working a job. Well, I'll always be over here doing what? Seeing myself, waiting on my daily bread. And I kind of like that. I like waiting on my daily bread. I like waiting on my daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. Just give me a sandwich today, Lord. I like waiting on my daily bread. Now, if God give me a whole lot of bread today, I can hit up Hop. How do I invest this? Do that. But for the most part, I like waiting on my daily bread. Why do you like waiting on your daily bread so much, Javon? Because my daily bread could be a crumb and I got the ration, or that bitch can be a whole goddamn loaf. I don't like knowing, hey, look, Friday, you're going to get 4 slices.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's just me. But that's my perspective. I taught school and I got paid once a month. That's my perspective. I don't like that. I want shit to happen like me yesterday. Yesterday, every Friday, after I tally up my cash apps, you know, I said Monday through Friday, that's for the bills. Monday through Friday, that's for the bills. I send that to Chris instantly. Monday through Friday, that's for the bills. Friday evening at 5 o'clock, anything that come in after that, I said, that's for me. And me and No Cash was at the store, and No Cash, hey man, let's get us a bag, a satchel. What I say? I ain't got no more money, goddammit, till next Friday, because I don't get me into bills paid. But then what happened? We were standing at the store, and all of a sudden I heard that cling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
School bell ring.
Spoon and fork, a fight for dumpling. Pull-a-ka-pull-a, me-a-ya-yan-ting-tea. Take it down to the key, turn them in the donkey.
Yes, we are gonna put the diesel on the key.
Marshawn Parks. He know I ain't lying. Marshawn Parks sent me a $20 cash app yesterday on a Sunday. Oh my God, that was some cigarillo.
You better holler for that thing, boy.
You know what I mean? So your perspective is different from the next man's perspective. Hey, I'll never forget my brother's father. Good dude, really took care of me. You know, not fully took care. What a good dude. He passed recently. And I remember talking to him one time, and I was riding in the car with him, and I was laughing as a little boy at this guy panhandling. And he said, man, shit. He said, I got on drugs one time, and I did that. I made more money than I ever made in my life. And the thing, instantly, it changed my perspective of panhandling.
And my mind said, damn, I ain't got the courage. Me, when I'm needy, I go high. I don't want nobody to see me in my neediest, weakest point. But if he out here panhandling, making a lot of money, is he really needy at his weakest point? He just looked like that to us. That bitch smiling on the inside. That motherfucker can't wait to get home and count that motherfucking money up. But to me, from my perspective, oh man, what if somebody I went to high school drove by? Is that you, Javon? Out here panhandling? I can't do it. Now, who's to say if shit got a little too touchy? Who's to say I would or would not? Change your perspective when you need to. For your life, step off your own board and look at your life and say, have I really been listening to that source? You remember we told you that yellow brick road, that blue dot road? Mm-hmm. That blue dot road, sometimes it's hard to tell. Let's just do it like that. God damn it. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you're on that blue dot road until you step back and look, say, am I following my source? Am I really following my source? Let me explain to you what I mean. When it's personal, it's hard to see. When it's personal, it's hard to see. When it's personal, it's hard to see if you're on that path. When it's personal, it's hard to see if you're on that path. What do you mean, Javon? Well, you will let your kids get away with shit that you wouldn't let other kids get away with. You would let your kids get away with shit you wouldn't let adults get away with. You could buy a brand new couch, white couch, and your little baby jump up on that motherfucker, you won't say a goddamn thing. But if you were somebody else's house and you saw another kid on somebody's couch, you might say, man, why you letting that kid jump all over your goddamn furniture? See, when it's personal, you can't see that your little baby boy is already a little sweet. He already a little sweet.
Yeah, couch jumper.
You can't see that. It's when it's personal. So when it's your life, it's hard for you to see, I'm fucking with the wrong people. I got the wrong perspective. So sometimes you got to step off your board and go find a blue dot and say, hey, blue dot, look at this life for me, man. Look at this shit for me. I want to understand what's going on. Help me out. Do it look like I'm on it? Don't look like you're listening. Perspective. Your point of view. Promise you, we're going to make this an interesting series. Perspective and point of view.
Yes, sir.
How do you achieve your best life? How do you achieve your best life listening to someone else's point of view? And they never lived in your shoes. What's that say? Walk a mile in my shoes, hit that button.
Yes, sir. There it is. There it is. Another message from the master teacher. Give it up. Jazz fingers. I'm subbing for Chris right now. This is where she comes with her great stories and thoughts and recounts of things that have transpired in her life. So I'm gonna try to do the same. So the message was, of course, fantastic. And we're talking about perspective. And the first thing I thought of was per-spec, like my spectacles, per my eyes. And so when Master Teacher made the analogy of coming down off of our cross, or that, I'm looking at it from my side, you're looking at it from your side. So which left, which east, it just became very clear and apparent. Like he concluded the message with, like, you can't take, and I can't take advice from someone that hasn't walked in my shoes, that hasn't been through what I've been through. And it's like, how we tell stories back from our personal non-accountability, undetailed perspective.
Never not right.
Yes, never not right. And so if you weren't there, right, you missed it. You know what I'm saying? That message was for me, that in its situation, that interaction, the lesson that I was supposed to learn, that experience was for me. So again, if you aren't walking with me daily, we aren't conversing, and you are aware of my past, my future, and my present, then your advice or opinion or suggestions are just kind of rhetorical. It's just out there if I want to grab it and use it, unless you're a blue dot, and I came to you and I'm asking you for something specific. Oh wow, what happened? That looks different.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
So anyway, great lesson, master teacher. Anything you want to add, brother No Cash? This is the recap of the lesson. So
he's using the word perspective, but and I use a lot. I use perception a lot. That's what I teach from. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing, because at the end of the day, perspective and perception just says something about the person.
Per person,
That's
per
right.
son, perception, all
Even
of them
if-
P per.
Y'all stop stealing my messages. Go ahead.
Even if you're talking about something about my life, you only can speak about it from your perception.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
My understanding.
That's right.
Mhm.
And so at the end of the day, when I tell people that, you can take advice from people. That's why
Mhm.
we should take advice from people who we know been down that road.
Exactly.
If you want to lose weight, you ain't gonna take advice from a fat guy.
Right.
If you want to see, you're not gonna take advice from a blind person. And that's just common sense. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I kind of had like the message, man, perspective.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
the message a lot.
And you need to focus on your own perspective or your own perception about your life per se, because that's what matters most.
Yeah, and you can put a period at the end of whatever information you choose to divulge, if you choose to share. Like, this is my life. I did it, and I'm okay with it, or I got this out of it and I'm going and have moved on and such. So that whole explaining to people, somebody said everything green binocular. Oh, okay.
We gonna figure this
Oh, okay.
this camera one. I don't know what that is. I'll figure that out.
Camera
I'll
two.
figure it out.
Well, no, not on this
No.
camera. Angle.
I'll figure it
So
out.
anyway,
That's some bullshit. We'll figure that
the
out.
idea, I like that. The whole perspective. It just made me think perspect, per eye, per person, perception, point of view, all those good things that come with taking accountability and being specific with the details, looking for where you can switch it up and do something different with your life.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Perspective. What you got on that perspective?
Well, man, I'm gonna just be real with y'all, man. I just think when it's all said and done, we allow other people's view of what we think they should think about us fuck us up. I really don't think we go by our own perspectives a lot. I think we sit back and most of the time we judge our life based on benchmarks. I'm 30 years old. I should have a house by now. I'm 26. I should have bought my first new car. You know what I'm saying? I'm this age. I should have babies. I don't want this many baby daddies. Or I just think we really judge our life based on other people's perspective. And my point of view of my life is my point of view. I cannot let anybody sit here and tell me that I waited too long to have kids when I know I did this shit on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Part of your plan.
Yeah, like this is my point of view. This is my point of view was you shouldn't have. Point of view mean two things: your opinion and actually where you're standing. My point of view, my opinion is that I think men should be a certain level of established in their life. That don't mean it's gonna be easy, but a certain level of having some fucking sense.
Prepared.
Yeah, preparedness. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Everybody, y'all hit the like button if you can, man. I already know what time it is. Y'all hitting the like and the share is actually what help us monetize the page. But other than that, man, I really don't have nothing else to say. If there's anything y'all want to take us out with, you know what I mean?
No, let's jam, Jack. Ew. Sing some No Cash music, some Chris Clark, some
Best show
Clark
on earth.
Sisters, you already know.
The best damn shirt on this side of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yes, sir. We got somebody in the chat.
We got Craig. He got to wrap the day's lesson up. He got
Yes.
his little cute lady with him today. Oh, what's up, bro?
Hey,
Talk to us, Craig.
What's going on? What's going on, man? I actually missed the beginning of the class, man. I had 2 calls, 2 consultations. I got to go back and catch it, but I mean, I did catch the end, and great lesson. And yes, as you can see, I got my little sweetheart in class with me, and I love
sweetie.
when you pointed out Lynn. I was like, see that natural hair, because I already tell her that she's so beautiful.
Yes.
Natural.
Wear your hair, baby.
All that.
Yes.
But yeah, great class, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the lesson. But actually, myself, I got to go back and catch it, the beginning of it. But for a while, like I say, like I touched on last week, I was looking at my life from the wrong perspective of thinking of what others will think of me, you know, in my position. But right now, it don't even matter right now, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like my future's so bright, man. I sleep in shades these days, you know.
Hey.
So I'm just keep manifesting this thing, and letting it play out for me, you know, like I know it's gonna play out.
You already know it. You already know it because he believed it.
Exactly.
I appreciate you, brother.
Somebody made the comment that Jesus maybe was finally free on the cross because he had already seen his path, and having to walk it is the process, the journey, the hard part that we don't want to go through. But when you finally get there, the manifestation is like, okay, it's almost like we said, the road trip to grandma's is anticlimactic, especially if you've been there before. It's the journey and the process and the road trip, the trail that you have to dredge to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good comment on the timeline, I thought.
And like I said, you know, when you look at your life from someone else's perspective or from someone else's point of view, you really, really devalue yourself because there's no way you can judge your accomplishments because you want to be somewhere you're not. You know what I'm saying? In order to look at your life from somebody else's point of view, you have to be somewhere you're not. And that's really impossible to be somewhere you're not. It's like, how can I remember I had aunts, you know, down south, and how can I say this without making anybody feel bad? I remember I had aunts that lived down south. My grandmother had 12, 13 children, and the people that stayed down south, they were with her all the time. You know what I mean? They helped her, you know, when she got sick. They helped her in the garden. You know, they took her to dialysis, you know, helped her do diabetes and all that shit. And then I had some aunts and uncles that had moved up top, and they were a little bit more financially well off. And I remember they would come down, and my grandmother they might give my grandma a couple of bands apiece. And, you know, my grandma would just be, goddamn, you know, the ones that's giving me this money, I love these, and they my does, and I would see the aunts and uncles that lived down here with her, that was working with her every day, making sure she was straight, kind of feel a certain way, you know. And I always used to wonder why my grandma couldn't see that, you know, somebody that's taking care of her every day is more valuable than the one that's just coming down here on Christmas giving you a couple of racks, and you only see them a couple of times a year. And the only reason they doing that because they don't like coming home. They don't like their past. Yeah, they don't want to fuck with you, so they giving you some money. And I never could understand how she couldn't see that. And maybe she did see it. I don't know. You know, but to me, the ones that's here caring for you every day matter more than the ones that's coming to give you a couple of stacks. And my grandma had money. That was the thing. Like, damn, like this, like money is the easiest thing to do for a situation if you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want to fuck with her. And the ones that was down here, they had to deal with her. And they may not necessarily wanted to fuck with her either like that, but they did. And she didn't appreciate them as much as she appreciated the ones that would give her the money. You know, so that's crazy. Like, perspective to me. Every time I mention polygamy, somebody go right to, oh, you got 2 women in sex. They never see polygamy as a family structure. 2
incomes, 2 mothers,
Yeah.
2 gardeners, 2 chefs, 2
back rubbers.
accountants, 2 yes.
two people to make me feel better with confidence. All they go is straight to fucking. because that's their perspective of a relationship. Let me say this before I get out of here. When we get into perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like my man, I am pro. I like what he said. I don't know if it's a girl or a man, or some people think if you don't agree with their perspective, you don't understand what's being said. True. I don't have to agree with your perspective because I'm looking at from a different point of view. I can hear you and understand you, but I have a different point of view. Like me, I would never marry a white woman. That's my perspective, my point of view. I don't have anything against people that got white wives. Nothing against. Nothing. And I understand why. But that's just not my thing. What was I going to say? I had a good point to make. Yes, perspective and point of view. We see so much women's lib and feminism going on today. And women are saying, you could tell their perspective, their point of view, from their point of view, all you need a man for is money. You know what I mean? Because it's like now that we can make our own money, we don't need a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's their point of view. A man is just money. Now watch this. The male has conquered the world, taken over everything. He never said he didn't need a woman.
Still ain't saying he don't need.
His point of view, a man can say, well, if that's the case, we didn't conquer the world, civilize the world. All men lock women up in a cage and for 9 months if you want a baby by her, and you don't need her. It's like that's what men have been relegated to, just money. Well, I got some money now, I don't need a man. Well, men didn't look for thousands of years, men have had money, control the finances, and had all the superiority and could beat women up and never said we don't need them. See the perspective? That's all they see us for, as some fucking money.
I agree.
And that's crazy to me.
Let her know her grandchild is
A baby and not a paycheck. I'm not.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
I'm not saying anything against women. I'm just saying, when in society, you never seen a man say, yo, I got some money, I got a credit card, I got an education, I don't need women.
No.
If anything, the man that had that was like, I need a damn woman because I got to go goddamn conquer the world and da-da-da. I just never seen that, like that, when the perspectives change, or when the perspective change, like we literally say grandma now. We do not like the idea of being a grandma.
When we miss that, because grand means better than mom.
Grandma.
Grand.
That's a better
You're
mom.
a grand piano.
Yes.
You ain't no piano.
Yeah, no baby piano.
Yeah. And now you a great
Grand. That's
man,
grand.
we crazy, man.
Yeah.
We done relegated our parenthood to we twins with our children now. Let me let Rodney get in here. Rodney,
I'm so
talk
glad
to
he
us,
came
bro.
in. He made a great.
Man, let me tell you, I really enjoyed this one for sure, though, about perspective. Because I mean, when you think about the whole situation, as far as like people's different perspectives in life, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's how you see things, and your perspective might be different from somebody else's. Sometimes it's good to have a different perspective. Because if you're speaking to somebody, like say for instance, you know somebody that's a mechanic, and you might be a mechanic, that person might know something or see something that you might not necessarily see. So you bring that person in to get a perspective or to get their point of view of what they're seeing in order to solve a problem. Now, somebody that's never been a mechanic, of course, you're not going to ask that person for their perspective on things because they just don't know. That should be their answer when you ask them, like, "Oh, you think something going on with this? Right? You think there's something going on with my with my alternator, or do you think this could be just a battery?" They should tell you, "I don't know." They shouldn't be just like, "Well, you know what? I think it could be this and that," knowing that they've never worked on a car a day in their life. You know. So I mean, it's all about. To me, it's not about right and wrong, and I think that's where people get things mixed up. Because point of view doesn't mean that you're right, that you're wrong in your point of view. It just means that you just see things different from what someone else sees.
Where you're standing.
Exactly.
Point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
From where I'm
Exactly.
standing with the eyes that I have, with the things that I have seen and experienced and come to know in life. And it could be that you've seen and experienced things that I have no clue about.
And point of view
Exactly.
are different. We could be at the same address, right?
Uh-huh.
And you at the front of the house, and
Yeah.
I'm at the back of the
And
house.
you facing one
and we on the
direction.
phone, and I'm like, man, you ain't at the address, and you like, no, you ain't at the address. I'm here.
Right.
And what we see, but we had both at the same damn address.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Or both of you could be in the same position at the same time and still see stuff different. It might be something that you see on the house that I might not see.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We appreciate you riding, man.
Yes. Thank you for coming in.
Nefertiti said perception is reality. That is so true, because reality and real is a different thing. That's what we have to understand. And we'll talk about that within this. Reality and real is different. See, reality TV, reality is what could happen. Real is what is happening.
That's right.
See, the reality is, and one of us can get shot by the cops. But real is we're not. But when her statement, perception is reality, reality is fake. Meaning reality, your perception shapes your reality.
That's right. Your perception is real to you.
To you, exactly. But that might not even be real to the world.
It might
You know
not be
how
true.
many women perceive that a man loved them, and that was reality to them, and everybody in the world could look and say, that's not real.
He don't love you.
You know how many times a man could think that a woman is perception is that she's going to fuck off with her work husband, and that's his reality, but that's not real. Reality is how you feel. And that shit is so crazy. We watch so much reality TV, and we know they call it reality TV, and then them motherfuckers will sit down at the goddamn reunion and be like, oh, they staged that. But the whole time they want you to think it's what? Real. So we're going to get into perspective. We got 15 days of perspection. Like my man said, it's like looking at the clouds. I see a heart, you see a smiling face. You know what I mean? It's just from where you land, how you looking, how you squint your eyes. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna get out of here. With what are we gonna get out of here? We're gonna get out of here.
Your perception is real to you, but it may not be actually truth or factual. If you say you can't do something, guess what? You can't do it because you said so.
You goddamn right.
Yes. And you know what time it is. We about to get into the boom boom room. Touch yourself everywhere. Yeah. Celebrate your body. Look here, family. We sure appreciate y'all coming out and letting us share our art with y'all. Yeah. Because we believe art is life. We live colors.
That's exactly what they say. In reality, I could XYZ. You ain't doing shit.
And we just let's go to a place where we go. Decorated with all kinds nobody knows. No lace fronts and no makeup, and choose who you want to dance with and live life and love on. Yeah. Celebrate every day like it's your birthday, an anniversary. Woo! Just keep it funky, baby. Yeah. Celebrate your body and enjoy all parts of your mind. Oh, come on, family. Find a way to keep winning. Yeah. It's supernatural travel. Supernatural travel. We live colorblind. They'll take you where you need to go. In them far recesses of your mind. Let's go to a place where we go. And it's just you by yourself. Nobody knows. We call that the boom boom room.
Y'all better know what time it is, man.
You got all your Let's celebrate this life.
It's time for us to get on that do-si-do.
Let it all go. And guess what?
About to swing my partner round and round.
That's how you Celebrate your body. Yeah. In
Well,
honor
it's
of
time
Sister
for
Chris.
us to get on this dose-a-do, man.
And
It's-
thank you to Brother No Cash for doing another day in the
You're
absence
already-
of Sister
you're ready to
Chris. We
know that.
appreciate your recap, baby.
Boy, I looked up and seen that ugly motherfucker over there. I said, Chris, bring your ass back.
Come on,
goddamn it.
Chris.
I'm used to looking to
Come
my
back,
goddamn-
Chris.
Hey, you know, like the army, they said I looked at my goddamn 3 o'clock and I didn't see Chris. I saw that motherfucking No Cash over there. I said, goddamn, let me look at my 6 o'clock. Let me keep an eye on it, goddamn it. Yeah, but family, we appreciate y'all for staying tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the dopest show on earth. Look, man, y'all, we did something major this week.
What we do?
We broke our Cash App threshold
right.
with 33. So we shooting for goddamn more than 33 this week.
And
Wow.
y'all,
We shooting
and y'all
for
had
more.
No Cash CD, man. No Cash been here, man. I came and took this thing over one time.
You already know we had I need money, cash money,
Cash.
any
Send me cash.
yeah, any derivative of
877
cash.
Cash now.
877 cash now. Hey, look, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Stay tuned in, tapped in. More than anything,
Hey, right now it's
please
10-10. It is 10-10.
It is
10-10.
Can we give
Go
them a
ahead, do
mega-
it. Do it.
Everything that I ever wanted will be given to me. I had the best life, health, wealth, success. I'm prosperous in all of my endeavors. I am building an empire to leave behind a legacy to take care of my family, immediate and extended, for generations and generations and generations and generations to come. My cup will runneth over, and the overflow shall be for the homeless, the underprivileged youth, and the people on my peripheral that's helping me to push forward towards productivity and progression. Knowing that these things is coming to fruition for me, for my mother, father, Lord, God, source, assured me that if I stay aligned with it, it will send me other blue dot alignment with the resources to help me manifest my heart's desires with righteous intent. Kum faya kum, kum faya kum, kum faya kum. And that means be. And so it is. Well, then, so you must be the change that you wish to see. Hallelujah. In the holy name of the Most High Yahweh, peace and love.
Now, put the camera on me real quick.
Okay.
Now, watch this. This not being funny. It's like dogma. I'm trying to really teach you something. What he just did. The Muslims pray 5 times a day because no matter what happens, you got to pray in a little while. People don't understand this. Back the camera on. Put it on all us because this is a moment. If a Muslim has a confrontation, he got to pray in an hour. So he ain't going to kill that man.
No, he got to go pray.
He got to go pray.
And he got to get clean and all that.
He got
before go
to
play.
he got to do a lot of shit before he pray.
Yeah.
Now, what No Cash just did, we call it rampaging, but in his own way, what he just did, he said it's 10-10. Now, that's a lot of fucking shit to remember to say. But when you speak that for 17 seconds, you're speaking what you really believe. It took some desire, some want, it's some vibration attached to that shit. That man got a goddamn soliloquy of what he wants. Now at 10:10, he just said it. What if he see the fucking clock? Any other time he say that shit, that's gonna bubble him up. You cannot sit here and say all that shit and think about goddamn sadness. Right now, somebody was to call that man and said death is on somebody around in your family. And he starts saying that shit. In the process of saying that shit, his mind gonna leave that death.
You're right.
And that's where the song Everything That I Ever Wanted Will Be Given to Me come from. Over and over and over. I feel ecstatic. I feel alive. When you need me, call me. Understand that that man in his own way has created his own mantra. Y'all got to understand this real quick. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
And I want y'all to know y'all can borrow that mantra too now. Listen to it and borrow it and use it, but you know you got to bring it back now. You hear?
Now watch this. This is going to set us up for perspective tomorrow. I want somebody to look up the definition. What unit of measurement is electricity measured in?
Electricity.
Electricity is measured in what? Somebody look that up for me. Let me get my phone.
Volts, amperes,
I was about to say volts. Is it voltage? Volts.
ohms.
There you go.
It's ohms. OHMS.
Now watch this real quick.
Look, I didn't even look it up.
We're gonna
I
talk
got
about it tomorrow
tattooed.
too. We're gonna bring that into perspective because a lot of people don't understand the perspectives we coming from.
Watts. Somebody said watts. On the
Definition
timeline.
of
ampere. Okay, amp. Same thing.
Um.
Yeah, I like that. No cash. And if someone on the timeline wants to go back and type it up for us,
Watch this.
Oh yeah.
that'd be great.
Look, the standard SI unit of electrical resistance expresses the resistance in a circuit transmitting of a current or ampere when subjected to a potential difference of 1 volt. A ohm. So there's a reason that them motherfuckers sit around and say, that's electricity and current flowing. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna add that into the perspective. Y'all stay in. All right. Love y'all.
That's what's up.
Peace and love. I am the homie No Cash, and I'm gonna sign this thing on off with a big 10-4. That's a big
Hey.
one. Over and out. Peace and love, y'all.
Let's
Stay
do
well
it one
and
more
be
time
blessed.
before we go. That shit is so crazy how we sitting there laughing at them and they saying, and they getting everything they need. They living longer than us. We're gonna talk about it
They
tomorrow.
tuned in, they tuned
Different,
in.
tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the dopest power in the universe, and that's your Lord God, Mother, Father, thy source.
That's right.
Can I get a team on 3?
Hey,
1,
you
2,
all.
3.
Team.